Welcome to English Grammar and Writing Skills course of EduPorm EdTech. You are watching the video with Manisha Vedi and the topic for the video is conjunctions. Today we are going to talk about conjunctions. Okay, now what are the conjunctions? Conjunctions are basically, conjunction means if you see this word you will understand that they are saying about junctions. Conjunctions mean conjoining the junctions, means which joins two or more than two words or sentences. So conjunctions basically help in joining two or more than two words or sentences. Okay. For example, if I have to say that Ramesh and Suresh are good friends. Here what I just did, मैंने दो दोस्तों के बारे में, दो लोगों के बारे में कहना चाहा कि ये दो लोग जो हैं रमेश और सुरेश, ये दोनों अच्छे दोस्त हैं. ठीक है. तो what I just did here was I am talking about Ramesh and Suresh, means मैं दो लोगों की बात कर रही हूँ. I am trying to join two or more words, two or more sentences, two or more people, anything like that, can be two or it can be more. Okay, by the help of conjunction. And is a conjunction. Okay. Now we are going to talk about the types of conjunction. Let's see the types of conjunction. Types of conjunction. Okay. Now the first one is, see, basically there are three types of conjunction. Okay. The first one is known as coordinating conjunction. The first one is known as coordinating conjunction. Okay. Now these are basically, coordinate karna means, you understand, like coordinate karna, equal contribute karna. So these conjunctions are basically used to connect with these are basically used to connect with equal ranking of words, phrases or sentences or clauses. Okay. So coordinating conjunction means which are used, these conjunctions are basically used to connect with equal ranking of words, phrases, sentences or clauses. Let's say for example, Vinny and Sunny are students. Now if you see, I tried connecting two people, I tried connecting two boys, and both of two boys are students. Okay, both of two boys have the equal rankings. Okay. Now let's see for another example. My father is poor, but he is an honest man. Again, here I am talking about equal ranking, means again in both of these clauses, if you see that I have made use of but, it is conjunction. But again I am talking about two scenarios, that my father is poor but he is an honest man. Okay, so I am talking about the same person. I am talking about the father only. In the first scenario I told he is poor but he is an honest man. So remember this thing, that coordinating conjunctions are one which are used to connect with equal rankings of words, phrases, sentences or clauses. Okay. Now these coordinating conjunctions are further divided into further divided into, see, these are the coordinating conjunctions. Okay, the first type of conjunction, that is coordinating conjunction. Now coordinating conjunction is further divided into four type of conjunctions. What are those four types? The first one is cumulative, the coordinating conjunctions are further divided into coordinating conjunctions are further divided into four types of conjunctions. Okay, 1 2 3 4. The first one is cumulative conjunctions. Okay, the first one is cumulative conjunctions. Now what are cumulative conjunctions? Cumulative conjunctions are basically used to link one statement. These are basically used to link one statement with another. Okay, so these are basically used to link one statement with another, such as, let's say for example, such as also, okay, but, or as well as, or no less than, or to, now, but, also. Okay, like say for example, if I'm saying that Ram as well as Ajit, Ram as well as Ajit was present there. Okay, so I tried connecting one statement with the another. Okay, I wanted to say that Ram was present there, Ram was also present there, Ajit was also present there. Instead what I did, I connected both the two statements together. Okay, instead I said that Ram as well as Ajit was present there. Got it? So this is one such way. This is one example of cumulative conjunctions. This is one such example of cumulative conjunctions. Now let's talk about the next one. Okay, the second type is alternative conjunction. The second type is alternative conjunction. Okay, alternative conjunction. Now what are alternative conjunction? Alternative means, which is basically, these are conjunctions which are used with alternates, which are used to choose from, which is used from two alternatives. Okay, two alternatives, such as like if I'm using nor, either, neither, none, okay, or else. Okay, so nor, either, neither, else. Here what just happened, these are those conjunctions which are used from two alternatives. Let's say for example, if I would say to you that either stop talking or go out of the class. Either stop talking or go out of the class. Okay, या तो चुपचाप से बिना बात किए बैठो, या चलो निकलो क्लास से बाहर. ठीक है? So used for two alternatives, that is nor, either, neither or else, means either stop talking or go out of the class. So this is one such form of alternative conjunction. Let's see the third. Now remember these all three types. Remember these all four types are the parts of coordinating conjunctions only. Okay, although there are only 3 types of conjunctions, that is coordinating conjunctions, subordinate conjunctions, and the third one is correlative conjunctions. Okay, the third one is correlative conjunctions. So although there are 3 types of conjunctions, but the first conjunction, that is coordinating conjunction, is further divided into 4 types of conjunction. That is, first one is cumulative conjunction, second one is alternative conjunction, third one is adversative conjunction. Okay, now what is adversative conjunction? Like, these are basically used to link sentences. These are basically used to link sentences which are opposite from one another. Okay, such as but, yet, only, however. Okay, only, however, or nevertheless. Now these are basically, we are trying to link sentences, and those 2 sentences are very much opposite from the another statement. Like, say for example, he is a slow learner, but he works really hard. He is a slow learner, but he works really hard. Now if you see this sentence, you will understand that this sentence has 2 different kinds of statement. In the first statement I am saying that he is a slow learner, but in the second sentence I am saying that he works really hard. So this is two different scenarios of the same subject, that is he. ठीक है, एक तो उसे मतलब धीरे धीरे याद होता है, बट स्टिल ही इज ट्राइंग, वो मेहनत कर रहा है. सो ही इज अ स्लो लर्नर बट ही वर्क्स रियली हार्ड इज अ काइंड ऑफ adversative conjunction, where those conjunctions, these are those conjunctions which are basically used to link the statements which are very much opposite from one another. Now the last one is elative conjunction. Now what is elative conjunction? Elative conjunction is basically used to join the result of, it is basically used to join the result of one statement, to the another, such as because, okay, therefore, far, so far, or if I have to say like so. Now because, therefore, so far, so, these all are basically, these are those conjunctions which are basically used to join the result of one to another. Like, if, let's say for example, he was absent because he had to attend a marriage ceremony. Okay, he had to attend a marriage ceremony. Now if you watch out this sentence, you will understand that I'm specifying the reason. Okay, he was absent, and because of he was absent means the result is because of this reason. He had to attend a marriage ceremony, and that is why he was absent. So these are the 4 other types of conjunctions which are a part of coordinating conjunction. Coordinating conjunction is simply used to connect the sentences with equal rankings, although it can have different 4 forms. That is, first one is cumulative, where you just mean to link one statement with another. Then is the alternative, where you have to choose, where you are allowed to choose from 2 alternatives. Like if you are using words, if you are using conjunctions like neither, then along with the neither you are going to switch with nor. If you are going to use either, then either or. Now the third one is adversative conjunction, where you use the conjunction to link the sentences which are very much opposite from one another. Adverse means opposite conditions or adverse conditions. We say now words like adverse conditions. Okay, so adverse means different conditions. So remember through that adversative conjunctions means different, which are used for different statements. Then comes elative conjunction. Elative conjunction is simply where you use the result of one statement, where you use the conjunctions to join the result of one statement to the another. Okay, now let's talk about the second type of conjunction. Okay, the second type of conjunction is subordinate conjunction. Now what is subordinate conjunction? Subordinate conjunction is basically used to link statements. Subordinate means what? Subordinate means being dependable. Okay, so here it is basically used to link statements which depends upon, okay, which depends upon other statements. Okay, which depends upon other statements. Let's say for example, if I have to say that if you work hard, you will succeed. Here use of if is a conjunction, and I'm linking one statement with another, that अगर आप मेहनत करोगे तो आपको सफलता मिलेगी. So in this thing, when I'm saying that if you work hard you will succeed, I'm actually trying to link one statement with the another statement. I'm trying to link this first statement, that is you work hard with you will succeed. Okay, or if I say that he will come after you, again it is used to link statement which depends upon another statement. Now let's see the third kind of conjunction, that is okay. Before learning about the third kind of conjunction, let's learn about the subordinates, different types. Okay, so see, for subordinate conjunctions are further divided into 8 types. Okay, subordinate conjunctions are further divided into 8 types. Now what are those 8 types? The 8 types are basically represented as, or it can be basically used in the form of. Now these subordinate conjunctions can be further used in the form of further 8 types, that is it can be used in the form of time, where it's like in case of time, what are the conjunctions which are used in case of time? That is when, till, whenever, okay, or until, before, since, while, as soon as long as, or just as. Now these are those conjunctions which are used in the form of time. Okay, let's say for example, if I have to say that do visit my office whenever you are free. Okay, do visit my office whenever you are free. Again in this case what I just did was I am using the conjunctions in the form of time, and these are those conjunctions which can be used in form of time. Okay, like let's say for example, like do visit my office whenever you are free. Now again the use of whenever is a conjunction. Okay, whenever is a conjunction. Now in another case, let's talk about place. Okay, this was the first type. Second one is place, whenever you're talking about place. So in case of place we can use words like where or wherever. Okay, let's say for example, you can go wherever you want. Okay, you can go wherever you want. Again, we are trying to link one sentence to another. The sentence is dependable, but we are trying to express a place here. That is why I am saying you can go wherever you want. तुम जहाँ भी जाना चाहते हो, you can go. ठीक है? So that is when we are talking about place. Now the other types are like in third case. The third case is when I am talking about cause. Any cause, like since or because, since or because or as. Like say for example, she came because. Here it is basically used to specify any type of cause or reason. Okay, she came because I called her. She came because I called her. Okay, so again here the sentence basically represents a reason. वो इसलिए आए because मैंने उसको बुलाया था. ठीक है, क्योंकि मैंने उसको बुलाया था. Now next is the purpose. Now in case of purpose, you can make use of that, so that, or in order that. Okay, now let's say for example, we can eat so that we eat so that we may live. Okay, हम खाना खाते हैं ताकि हम जिंदा रह सके. ठीक है, so that is the purpose of eating, because we will eat, we will get all the essential nutrients. Okay, we will eat, we will get all the essential nutrients, then we will get energy, and then we can work. That work means that way our organs can function, and then we can live. Okay, so this is the purpose of eating. So whenever you have to reflect any kind of purpose, in that case again you make use of these kinds of conjunction, that is that, or so that, or in order that. Okay, now the next one is result. In case of result, like you can use so that or such that. Okay, so that or such that. Like let's say for example, he is so weak. Okay, he is so weak that he cannot even stand. Okay, वो इतना कमज़ोर हो गया है, वो इतना कमज़ोर है कि वो खड़ा भी नहीं हो पा रहा है. ठीक है, तो he is so weak that he cannot even stand. Okay, तो दिस इज द रिजल्ट, मीन्स उसके कमज़ोर होने की वजह से दिस इज द रिजल्ट, ही इज सो वीक. ठीक है, होता ना लाइक व्हेनेवर यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट एनी पर्सन, जैसे कोई बहुत प्रोलॉन्ग बीमारी हो गई हो, देन यू फाइंड दैट पर्सन टू बी लाइक उसको खड़े होने में, चलने में या खुद से खाना खाने में बहुत तकलीफ महसूस होती है. तो इन दैट केसेस यू यूज सेंटेंसेस लाइक दैट. So okay, so the first statement here, the first statement is happening because of the first statement's result is this. Okay, so this is the result of this event. This is the result of the first statement. Now the next one is condition. So whenever you are expressing any kind of condition, in that case, like in case of condition, you use words like if, or supposing, or unless, or provided. Okay, so unless, provided, if, supposing, these all are used to represent any kind of condition. Okay, let's say for example, he cannot succeed. If I have to say that he cannot succeed unless he works hard. Okay, he cannot succeed unless he works hard. Now this is basically representing a condition कि अगर वो मेहनत नहीं करेगा तो वो succeed नहीं कर पाएगा. ठीक है, उसे सफलता नहीं मिलेगी. He cannot reach to his goals or to his destination. Next one is whenever you are expressing any kind of manner. In case of manner, you use words like as, or as if, or as though, or as far as. Okay, Let's say for example, he scolded me as if he were my father. Okay, he scolded me as if he were my father. Okay, so it's a manner कि उन्होंने मेरे को उसने ऐसे को मैं ऐसे डांटा एज इफ वो मेरे पापा जैसे हो या वो मेरे पापा हो, इस तरीके से ही स्कोल्डेड मी एज इफ ही वर माई फादर. सो इट्स अ मैनर. ठीक है, इट्स अ वे. द पर्सन स्कोल्डेड him, the person scolded you or someone else or me in the way that he is my father. Okay, as if he were my father. The last one is when you are doing any kind of comparison. Okay, any kind of comparison like as, so or so as or then. Okay, as, so as or then. In all of these conjunctions basically talks about a type of comparison. Let's say for example, if I will say that a wise enemy is better than a foolish friend. एक कहावत है और ये एक सिनेरियो है जो बहुत ज़्यादा लोग यूज़ करते हैं, that a wise enemy is better than a foolish friend. एक समझदार दुश्मन ज़्यादा बेहतर है एक बेवकूफ़ दोस्त होने से ज़्यादा. ठीक है, सो कंपैरिजन, इन केस ऑफ कंपैरिजन you use conjunctions like as or so as or then. So these are different 8 kinds of subordinate conjunctions. Okay, now the last one is, which is the third type of conjunction. The third one is correlative. Third one is correlative conjunction. Okay, now what is correlative conjunction? The correlative conjunction means these conjunctions will basically exist in pairs. These conjunctions exist in pairs. Okay, like again either or, neither nor, both and. Okay, these are basic those conjunctions which always stay together. वो pairs में रहते हैं. ठीक है, जोड़े हैं ये, हंस हंसनी के जोड़े. Okay, though, yet, whether or. So these are those conjunctions which will exist in pair, like either or, neither nor, both and. Means again you are trying to link statements. So those statements, these will again when you are trying to link two kinds of statement, these are the conjunctions which will exist there in terms of pairs. Like if I would say that you can neither read nor write. Here I tried stating two statements कि ना पढ़ सक रहे हो ना लिख पा रहे हो. ठीक है, ना पढ़ पा रहे हो ना लिख पा रहे हो. तो इन बोथ ऑफ दीज कंडीशन आई एम सेइंग यू कैन नीदर रीड नॉर राइट. तो मैंने अगेन यहाँ पे दो स्टेटमेंट को साथ में ज्वाइन कर दिया, मेकिंग यूज ऑफ नीदर एंड नॉर. And that is an example of correlative conjunction which will always exist in terms of pairs. So these are the types of these were the different 3 types of conjunctions, where in case of a coordinating conjunction and in case of subordinate conjunctions we read about their further divisions. Okay, now these are basic 3 types of conjunctions. In the next video we are going to talk about some of the uses and some of the rules, different rules of conjunctions. And in the next video again we are going to follow this by the help of some of the practice questions, some of the questions related to the conjunctions.